your 2024 CDL World Champions, Optic Texas. What's on, guys? Jay Hoyt back with you today. Welcome back to a very exciting video for me to make. Arguably one of my favorite videos to make since the Vegas Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup 2 years ago now. And I could be over the moon, right? If you guys didn't watch the intro or didn't see it, this past weekend was CDL Champions, World Champs, I should say. And it was the top 8 teams. We did a predictions video. So if you didn't watch that, make sure to go do that first so you guys know the picks. And we will be breaking down the bracket here. And this is going to be the bracket as we saw it unfold. So pretty straightforward with the exception of one matchup in round number 1 in the winner's bracket. So Faze beat Heretics 3-1, pretty expected there. We did say 3-0, 3-1. New York over Surge. Surprised that kind of went to a game 5. Either way, New York comes out on top. And the one matchup we kind of didn't get right in the first round was the Thieves beating the Ultra and taking them out and dropping them down to the elimination bracket. And then Optic handled business 3-0. And I appreciate it. If you're watching this, I appreciate you. Whoever commented on the predictions video and had a nice conversation with me about their picks and everything, they were saying they wanted Guerrillas, and I think it was Heretics, to place well. Now, unfortunately, they didn't do well. Heretics out in elimination bracket round 2. LA Guerrillas double first rounded. So, yeah, not the best picks there. But either way, Optic handled business with the LA Guerrillas. And then moving on, Faze versus Subliners. Kind of surprising for the Faze boys to lose that one over the Subliners. But again, Subliners are one of the best teams. Spoiler alert, they were in the grand finals, which obviously we can see on our screen. But then New York losing in the winners bracket finals. So obviously they had a really good run, right? And then LA Thieves go game 5 versus Optic. Optic win that one and move on to the winners finals themselves. And then they face off against the New York Subliners. Optic won in the game 5. Another game 5 victory for Optic. They move on to the grand finals, right? Losers bracket, though, I don't want to say pretty straightforward again, but for the most part, pretty straightforward. Heretics with the game 5 victory. That one could go either way. Ultra, again, surprised they're down here, but they win and handle business versus the LA Guerrillas 3-0. Then you have the Thieves drop down, face off against Heretics. They win 3-0, pretty, straightforward. And then the one matchup, you had Faze versus Ultra in elimination bracket round 2, which means one of those teams is out placing top 6. So immediately I was like, heck yeah, right? As soon as I'm watching this, I'm like, heck yeah, Optic's doing their thing. They're running through these teams. Obviously not dominating, but still doing quite well. And then I see Faze versus Ultra. I'm like, all right, one of those guys is out. And then I'm like, okay, Optic's now in the grand finals. What's going to happen now? Faze is out top 6. Their worst placing, I think, ever. And then Ultra move on. They face off against Thieves. That one goes the distance in a rematch from the first round of the winners bracket. Ultra do get the best in that one. And then Subliners drop down. They take out the Ultra in the game 5 victory. And then you have Optic versus Subliners for the second time this tournament, in which Optic pretty much handled business in that one. So amazing to watch this entire event play out. I was able to watch all of Optic's matches for once, and I was not missing it, right? I had some other stuff to do in real life. I was not missing it, right? I got home, tried to make sure I got home early, and still, I had more time than I needed to wait, because it was like 3. The match was supposed to start at 3, and I figured there was going to be a little bit of build up to it. I figured maybe like 15 minutes. Yeah, it was like 3:50, I think, by the time game 1 ended up loading in. But either way, an amazing tournament nonetheless. Optic handled business. Finally, get a world championship once again. First one in the CDL era, second one overall. And what I'll give Optic huge props for, their walkout to the grand finals. They had the original dynasty, the ones that won in 2017 in Infinite Warfare, Scump, Karma, Crim6 Formal. The OG Dynasty, the ones we know and love, all wearing Optic jerseys once again. I guess 3 of them still wearing Optic jerseys already, but then the one Crim6, who's on Faze as a, I don't know what his title is over there now, but he is a like a race car driver or something over there for them. So super cool to see those four back together, you know, after the kind of bitter breakup, if you will. They're back together again. They saw it, you know, as an amazing opportunity to get the four, you know, original members of the Dynasty back together, walk out before the current Optic Texas squad. And, you know, if it wasn't just a storybook ending, if you will, for the Optic Texas boys, I mean, it was just absolutely incredible to watch. Another thing to mention for the tournament is Shotzi got the MVP. This picture is just insane, right? That's just a crazy phase for him. So congrats. Once he entered flow state and was just absolutely being a menace on the map, I knew they were going to go far, right? You watch it and just knew it was going to happen for sure. So before we get into some of the other fun tweets and pictures and everything, this is the final champs prizing for the event. So Optic Texas win and get $800,000 for them. Subliners get $480,000. The Ultra get $320,000. The LA Thieves get $160,000. Miami Heretics get $80,000, as well as Atlanta Faze getting $80,000. The LA Guerrillas and Seattle Surge both getting $40,000 each. So not too shabby if you make it this far. Bare minimum you get is $40,000. So $10,000 a player, depending on how they split it up and everything. Good chunk of money to have in your pockets. But this is super cool to see. So they made these, I guess, tweets listing all these guys as accomplishments so far. So up top left, you got Pred, one-time world champ, 3 times champion. So he won 3 events. So what that means, one-time CDL major MVP, 2022 Rookie of the Year, 8-pack royalty. I would definitely agree, right? If you don't know what that means, that's Australia, New Zealand region. So obviously he's from Australia, and obviously he's the only player really to come out of that region to really, you know, perform well consistently, right? There has been players that have made it to the Pro League, but haven't really done much with it, right? They're just always kind of like lower tier teams, and, you know, had the occasional tournament where they did somewhat decent, but never really, you know, clear cut, you know, one of the best teams in the league. Like, it just never really happened. But then bottom left there, you got Shotzi, now 2-time world champion, 7 championships for him. The 2022 season MVP, 2-time tournament MVP, and the 2020 Rookie of the Year, as well as a 1-time Halo World Champion and a certified superstar. So obviously super cool. If you guys don't get the joke with that, I think someone was doing like a rankings video and they didn't call Shotzi a superstar, and of course that just was like, you can't do that, right? You got to call him a superstar. And then also down here in the kind of bottom middle is Bruce, aka Dashy, now 1-time world champion, 4 times championships for him, 2-time tournament MVP. And he proved the doubters wrong. Obviously, yeah, he changed his play style completely to win on this team, right? Plain and simple, he changed everything to win. And although he can still slay and do that, he, you know, now is actually playing with a head on his shoulders instead of just like a chicken with his head cut off. But then bottom right there, you also got Kenny, now 2-time world champion as well, along with 10 championships for him, 2-time tournament MVP, 1-time Pro League MVP Stage 2, as well as the 2018 Rookie of the Year, legendary status cemented. Yeah, he's got to be up there. I don't know about top 10 yet, but he's definitely up there for sure. But super cool graphics over there from Intel CDL. And some other really cool pictures here. So I'm not sure when this was, but a super cool picture on the left, where you have the current Optic Texas team along with the Optic Dynasty roster. So great seeing all those guys together, especially being the, you know, the amount of superstars there. And I think they also posted a tweet. Let me see if I can find it. So here's that same picture again from CDL Intel CDL. And this was just incredible to see because you just don't think about it at first. 150 championships between all 8 of these players, along with 16 rings, so 16 times world champs there, along with 6 season MVPs in that picture alone. That's insane to see. And of course, you always love the post-match tweets. First, we'll start out with Nate Shot. He said, "Congrats over to the brothers at Optic. I don't know which achievement is bigger, another Champs Trophy or Hex hitting 1 million subscribers," which is awesome, by the way. We're going to talk about that here in a second. Regardless, what a weekend for the Green Wall. Enjoy that celebration. Genuinely happy for y'all. So obviously, Hex, long time on YouTube. Somehow he did not have 1 million subscribers. But during the watch party, I don't remember at what point, but he did hit the 1 million subscribers finally. So congrats to Hex over there. Obviously, congrats to the Optic boys. These are insane. But JP Krez, 2024 Call of Duty World Champs. Shotzi, World fucking Champs, baby. Shout out to Greenwall as always. Kenny, we'll move that out of the way just a little bit here. Kenny, Mr. Two-Time now. We fucking won champs. I love these boys. Appreciate the green wall as well. I promise as he did. Brandon or Bruce Dashy, got lots of names. Man, this feeling is what I live for. World champs. Appreciate my brothers. And Pred, we are the fucking champs. Let's go. Greenwall, you guys are diffy with, of course, the brick by brick in all of those. So lots of cool tweets. I went to look for Karma's tweet, right? Head coach Optic was expecting something now, and he doesn't tweet anything, right? I don't think he's like ever on social media, it seems like. But either way, Intel CDL has a picture down there for us. No longer DB3. He is now DB4. Damon Karma Barlow. 4 rings now. You know, obviously take it as you will, but 4 rings nonetheless. Super cool to see for him. Obviously retired player, now turned coach. Super cool to see from him. But this is the winning moment for the boys. Obviously celebrating all the confetti, the crowd in the background, the green wall. This event was absolutely incredible, right? This was insane. I know a lot of people will say, you know, champs need to be in this huge stadium and you know, say different stuff, but I gotta admit, having almost a 360, you know, event like this, if you guys didn't see it, it was incredible, right? It was, stage was right in the center of the arena, looking face to face, crowd, like I said, pretty much all the way around him, just had room to walk out, almost like the WWE. And other than that little room, there was space all around them. They had the watch parties up on top, the casting booth, the analyst desk, all of that stuff. Super cool event. Obviously, congrats to the boys at Optic. You guys more than well deserve this one. You know, it feels good, right? Feels good in the heart. It's been 7 years since the last one in Infinite Warfare. Feels good once again. Obviously, the jersey's back there. The one hanging on the door back here is actually from that year. It's the one that is super cool. It has all of the championship names in the kind of the in between the lines of the jersey. I think down at the bottom of the white and in the black and everything. So super cool. And I already ordered the shirt for this champs. Just I had to, right? It was the best money I've spent in a while. But either way, guys, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you so much for watching. It's been an incredible year for Optic and the Green Wall. We have some awesome Call of Duty news coming up with Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Right? Black Ops has always been my favorite series, and I look forward once again to being back on a Black Ops game. I know Ben's excited. I'm excited. Stay tuned for some more Call of Duty content. Make sure to stick around by hitting that subscribe button. And as always, guys, we'll see you in the next one.